This is something for the people on the block to black out and rock, to give you what you need like Papa, who shot ya?
Hi, I'm Dave from Boy in a Band, and I'm gonna meet my childhood hero tomorrow. I'm heading down to London to meet Mike Shinoda from Linkin Park, and I've been trying to think of something to compare this to in terms of excitement, and Linkin Park weren't just the band that got me listening to music, they were the one that inspired me to start making it. I joined a band so I could make music like they did, hence the name Boy in a Band. I got turntables because I wanted to be as cool as Joe Hahn, and then I started rapping so I could be even cooler, like Mike Shinoda, and I started screaming so I could be like Chester, and now it's my career, so I've got quite a lot to be thankful to them for. The next thing I've got to do after recording this is to pack my things and take a train down to London with my sister. She's helping me with filming. Thanks, Hannah. I've booked a hotel for the night so we can stay up late and prepare the final things for the interview, because it's a really early start and I do not want to be more stressed than I already am. Then after we've made the plan for what to do, it's off to sleep, and then getting up, heading down to the YouTube space in London, and meeting Linkin Park. Okay, we're at the YouTube space, and apparently they just arrived, and I don't know, it's a weird thought. This is weird. I'm not prepared.
You're meeting Chester as well?
Yeah, this is weird. This is weird, stop filming.
The woman's coming over, so I'm going to assume that we're going to go meet them.
Okay.
So we were singing inside there, but you can come through to the green room working. We'll do your hair and makeup. I'm Hannah. I'm Amy.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. All right, come and take a seat. How you doing?
Anxious?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How come?
Mike's like the reason I started rapping. So
No way, that's awesome.
yeah, it's a pretty big deal for me.
Is this all yours?
Yeah.
Wow, how long have you been growing this?
I don't want to mess this up. I really don't want to mess this up. And I can see myself messing it up. The expression never meet your heroes exists for a reason. I'm not entirely sure what to expect.
Hi!
Oh. Hi there, Mike.
How are
Dave.
you?
I'm good.
Hi, Dave.
Chester, Dave.
Hi, Chester.
Hey, how are you?
This is Hannah.
Nice to
Freaking
meet
good.
you. Awesome.
Hi, Hannah.
Man, it's freaking amazing to meet you.
You're. I know you did a video about your hair, right?
Yes, I did. Was that your first impression of me?
No. I saw your other videos.
I was freaking nervous as hell.
You should be, because we're fucking horrible people.
Okay, Dave from the future here. I couldn't believe how friendly they were. Like, we were just chatting as if we were friends. I wanted the whole videos basically to be like meeting my childhood idols, kind of. Sorry to throw that out.
That's so nice.
These guys got me into so many different types of music. They got me into metal and rap and electronica.
You listen to rap too.
Hell yeah.
Did you always listen to both, or did you?
I initially hated music. I was really into science and stuff. And then I found Gorillaz, and then this band, Linkin Park.
Then you realize that science and music are the same thing. Do you pay attention to like your favorite like physicists and scientists and stuff like that?
I've got a lot of respect, mainly engineers and stuff at the moment.
Most of them have bands. Did you know that?
I didn't know that. I made a song with a physicist. I knew that. I'm sorry, Dr. Moriarty. My brain was not working at full capacity in that moment.
What's so beautiful about music is you can either feel it and get it, or you can go, oh, it's math.
Yeah.
When I'm writing something or I'm trying to like come up with a part, I'm listening and using my ears and going with what feels good, but I am also using the math a little bit.
Yeah.
And I know other people, like our guitarist Brad, he leans towards the logic of it. I used to make fun of him for it.
So are you more of the feeling side of it then?
If Brad is the math side, I'm all feeling.
Gotcha. Does that make it hard when you and Brad write together then?
No, because I don't really care what he's thinking about.
I don't know if I'll have time to ask, but one of the things I wanted to talk about was how they got started. I love trying to figure out how bands made it. Like the puzzle is fascinating to me.
What else do you have on your mind? I feel like it's funny because if you know all this, you've said a couple things to tell me like, okay, you know stuff about the band.
I've always wondered how you guys got exactly started, because on Wikipedia it's like, yeah, Brad interned at Warner or something, and then met someone, and then you got signed, and then all of a sudden you're ridiculously successful.
There's 6 guys in the band, so we had and we were all at different schools, so we had lots of friends from different to pull from.
Ah, gotcha.
So when we would do a show, we tell everybody, hey, we're having a party on Saturday night.
Gotcha.
If you want to come to the party, come to our show beforehand. You can only get into the party with a ticket from the show.
That's freaking clever.
So it's like Brad asked his boss Jeff. He's like, "Hey, you should come down. My band's playing across the street after work tonight. Like, come watch us play." The place is fucking packed. And he comes in. He's like, "Oh shit! Like, this is a scene. This is like." This band has a massive following. Little did he know,
We're giving them free
they
beer.
were just our friends.
So you tricked your way into getting
We
signed?
didn't know. I literally didn't even know that's what his deal was. Like, he made us made us an offer of
For a publishing deal,
like that the next day.
That's amazing.
And later, I think at some point he was mad because later,
Another thing I'm not so sure whether I'm going to ask him or not. I've got an idea for a skit that's kind of making fun of him. I had something I wanted to propose, if that's cool.
Okay.
I was one of those kids that when you went to Minutes to Midnight and onwards that was initially kind of frustrated. Like I was the kind of person, that said things like oh, they should stick to their old sound.
go back to the old thing.
But I think it's ridiculous to think that now, obviously. Like, especially since I've done my own thing and started to realize how horrible it is to be stuck to one feeling of music.
Yeah.
So I wanted to do a video kind of talking about that, and then at the end I'd do a skit where I'm kind of wandering through the wilderness, like racked with guilt, until I bump into Mike Shinoda from Linkin Park. And I apologize profusely. And then I didn't know if it was funnier if you were like, I don't accept the apology. Or if you're just like, wait, they say that? They call us sellouts? And then you just like cry. I don't know. I'm just trying to think about it.
Okay, let's really think about the punchline at the end.
It's like you apologizing, and then it close up with Mike, and he's just got like tears rolling down his eyes.
That's it.
Just like, really? Just do this.
Oh, it's too much. Hold on.
You guys are crying for real now. Yeah.
Brilliant.
You know what's funny is like I actually just had a version of everything that you just said.
Yeah.
Someone asked me like, some people like they get mad at you guys when you do something that's so different in their minds. It's kind of like I like water and I like vodka. They look the same. Like, but if I open up the water and I take a drink and it's vodka,
I've done that before.
and I spit it out. Now I've done that to the Deftones before.
I was in frat party at the Pancake
I
Festival.
replaced all their water with vodka. You could respond to it like Abe, which was start puking, or you could respond to it like Chi, which was. Oh, fuck.
Best analogy ever. Chester was hilarious in general. Like, Mike would be telling some story and going into quite a lot of depth, and then Chester would interject with some like dad joke or whatever. After we chatted in the green room, it was time for the actual interview. However, it was going to be a little different to how I expected. I was expecting this to be a private interview, like one-on-one in a room, like you see most interviews with celebrities and stuff like that. I didn't know I was going to be in front of an audience of Linkin Park's most hardcore fans whilst interviewing them.
You make me super nervous, dude, because like you're a fucking big deal. You know what I mean? But I know that his interviews are going to be smart and challenging, and I'm not that smart, and I don't want to be challenged. I promise.
Like, I'd planned some in-jokes. Oh, like a little friendly in-joke that only Mike would get. That'll be a nice way to start off light and friendly, you know.
Your management kind of asked me to tailor this about rap, so I wanted to start off by asking, what's your favourite Homestar Runner episode, Mike?
Homestar Runner episode. Of course. I mean, whenever I talk about rap-related things in my life, the first thing. I mean, did any of you even know what Homestar Runner?
Do you guys know Homestar Runner?
No one in the crowd knew about Homestar Runner. You probably don't know about Homestar Runner. At least they liked it.
Homestar Runner is the jam.
This is like an internet cartoon that Mike posted on his Num blog a long time ago, and I found it through Mike. You were like...
It's Strong Bad, right?
I was proper stalker type fan back in the day.
You would have to be if you saw the Homestar Runner stuff that I posted, for sure.
So, do you want to answer the question?
What was your favorite?
It was probably the death metal Strong Bad email.
Oh, yeah, that was a good one.
I just like his voice, like, today we're going to be talking about...
That's right!
We're going to be talking about the movie, The Kong Skull Island.
I don't know if you realise how much you're making my life right now.
That is like exactly like the thing.
I wonder how much he knows about YouTube in general. Maybe I'll ask him about that. I mean, it's at the YouTube space. It'd be appropriate.
One of the most unexpected things that happened recently was seeing you tweet that PewDiePie was troll goals.
Troll goals, yeah.
So you're a fan of PewDiePie?
I'm a fan of trolling.
Okay.
Trolling, and that was Olympic level.
Do you guys watch much YouTube?
Yeah, a little bit.
Who do you watch?
Yeah, it's
on
like a
there?
new thing, right?
I
Like the YouTube.
the YouTubes. Yeah, I just heard about this YouTube. I've watched a little bit. I mean, some of the the more like really well known stuff like PewDiePie and Niga Higa and
Hell yeah.
Rhett and Link
And, like, Linkin Park.
Oh, my wife is an author and she got me into John Green.
Nice.
What is it?
Vlogbrothers.
Vlogbrothers, right? They're so funny and they're so smart. That's the
I
thing.
love that stuff.
Yeah, really great. Yeah.
That's awesome. I had no idea you guys knew.
I don't know if I would be a nerd fighter per se, but I do like their.
PewDiePie makes fun of Linkin Park, though. And I've got to address that. I can't just, gloss over the fact that some of their stuff has become like a meme. I've got to figure out how to say this stuff without coming across like an ass.
A lot of the YouTubers, like PewDiePie for instance, make fun of Linkin Park songs.
Good.
Perfect.
As they should.
What do you guys think of the meme kind of culture that's popped up around
They're
like...
just lucky we don't make fun of them.
I love it because
You roast
here's the
them.
thing. Here's the thing. It's like an honor to be made fun of to a certain degree because it's like, we've reached that level of pop.
We're in the zeitgeist.
We're in the zeitgeist. I love that our music has impacted people on a level where, one, they feel comfortable enough to kind of have fun with it. And also, after 17 years, 18 years of doing this together, that people still find it interesting enough to talk about us and sing about our music.
Mike was the guy who inspired me to become a producer. He was the reason I bought this, and I played hundreds of gigs with it. Even though all the other bands had laptops, I wanted to be like Linkin Park. I wonder if I'll get a chance to ask him any music nerdy type questions. I won't bring this, it's too heavy.
Mike is extremely prolific. This dude writes music all the time. We're on the flight over here, from the United States, for example. I'm playing Field Runners and watching movies and sleeping. This dude is on his computer with his machine out, making music the whole time. And it's been this way forever. We'll sit down, we'll listen through 50 demos, 49 of them that Mike wrote, and then one that I hummed into my phone. And then I'll pick the ones that we like the most.
Exclusive.
He just does this all day.
This was the most basic first thing I did that ended up being lost in the echo. So the sounds were recorded from my phone. I played a little kid's keyboard and did this and recorded it into my phone, and then I had these.
That's so cool.
You hear your parents say, all right, walk uphill both ways to get to the grocery store in the snow and da-da-da. It's that's true. The music version of that is true. My first sampler didn't have a sequencer on it. I had to sit there. You know what I did? In order to make a snare repeat, because you couldn't place it on a sequencer and press play and it would just keep playing itself. It only operated by numbers, milliseconds. So I'd be basically sample a snare and then leave silence and then clip it and loop it. It would loop back on itself. And if it was 1200 seconds and I knew I wanted the hi-hat to be happen twice as often, then that would be 6.
That's such a faff.
And what's crazy,
I had a calculator next to my sampler. I'm sitting there doing that, and it only.
I should probably ask for some
8
advice,
And I'm
because,
telling you-
oh my god, they're huge. They're freaking ridiculously massive. I didn't realize the scale of how big they were until I prepared for this interview.
Did you know that you are the 36th biggest Facebook page in the world?
That's
Who are we ahead of?
I was going to follow up that with making you the 3rd biggest rapper in the world. Could you guess the other 2?
Jay-Z.
No.
Drake.
No.
Drake is not ahead of us.
No.
In that. Eminem.
Yes, and... if you want a clue, I can give you a clue.
Kendrick.
No.
I wish Kendrick was.
No.
It's not Kanye.
Woohoo! Haha! It's supposed to be Will Smith. I'm not very good.
That's funny because I probably sit squarely in stylistically. I sit squarely in between Eminem and Will Smith. I don't have that. I'm not as technical as M, and I'm not as funny as Will.
And also, you were the biggest band in the world, ahead of the Beatles. Why do
Everybody knows that. You know what I mean?
Why do you think you guys are so phenomenally much bigger than the other bands as well? Because Green Day was half the size, and they were the next one down.
That's on Facebook.
Yeah, on
Because
Facebook.
our fan base is so smart. I don't know if you could ever figure out exactly what we did to become, I guess, what what you're saying that we are. You know, all we've ever really done is just, one, we've always paid attention to our fans, and we really appreciate them. You know, early on, like, the only extraordinary thing we did was, like, we would, until we were literally begged by our stage managers and our production managers and our tour managers and also the venues themselves were like, please stop signing everything for everyone, like, you have to leave. And then we got the bill, and we're like, yeah, we should probably stop doing that. You know, it's like $1,000 a minute. You're over, like, when you have to leave, like, for real. And so, really appreciate our fan base, and we knew that we only had so much music out. I think our Hybrid Theory was like 35 minutes long or something like that. There was only so much stuff, and we wanted to keep supplying them with more stuff. We're like, okay, let's, like, do reanimation. Okay, like, let's make webisodes. I think we were talking about, like, we may have actually, like, even, like, been one of the first people or the first anything to, like, coin the phrase webisode, because there was nothing, LPTVs. There was no social media, there was no YouTube or any, you know, I mean, there wasn't even like a great search engine. Like, you would have a hard time finding things, and it was all through LinkinPark.com. Naturally, I think our fans kind of were used to that, you know, digesting things from us in that way. So as Facebook came along and as YouTube came along, we were already there, you know, and we just kind of like integrated seamlessly into it, as opposed to being like, oh, look at what's happening over here. Like, let's figure out how to get into that, or how to like tap into it, like that kind of thing. Like, we were already, it just kind of was
you were ahead of the game.
DNA. Yeah,
that's really, really interesting to see. Like, it's potentially just that you were that communicative with your fans that it worked out.
I think so.
I thought about what Chester said here a lot. Like, when I used to go on tour, I was always talking to fans after the shows as well. And Linkin Park did it after the interview, like talking to all the fans that were there. I've been thinking, like, how can I kind of implement that into my life now? Because I'm not touring at the moment. So I came to two conclusions. First, I'm going to seriously start pursuing touring after this. It's really lit a fire under me. And second, I want to try live streaming after I release videos, because I feel like that's kind of the online equivalent, to see if it has the same kind of feel as talking after a show. Follow me on Twitter if you want to keep up to date with that. I want to think of an excuse for how to explain how much of a hardcore fan I am. I have this one idea that might work, that would kind of be a prank, but I don't know if I have the guts to do it in the moment.
You already know how much of an impact you've had on my rapping. I wondered if you could give me some feedback on some lyrics I wrote.
Oh, yes.
Yes, please.
I love it. So far, so good.
Spit drips from the jaw, the witless witness. Cryptic colloquialism shifts, you miss it. Dark all I do and bark, the shadows evolve with my thought catalog, analog, rap catalog. Do you want to explain why you're laughing?
Those were my lyrics.
How old are those lyrics? Like,
almost 20 years old. My old stuff was like, like I was on that, like, really, it was almost like more about the pattern and the rhyme structure than it was
the
like,
words,
what
yeah.
was I saying? Yeah.
To clarify, those lyrics were from a song way before their first album, which I memorized like 15 years ago when I was learning to rap. So that was pretty cool.
I grew up in an area where it was really diverse. My friends who were living like downtown in LA, like where a lot of the hip hop stuff was coming from, like they were the ones who introduced it to me, and I went, wow, like, what is this, you know? Because I was listening to like Bon Jovi.
So that's where you got your lyrical ideas from?
It was a mixture of Bon Jovi and NWA. Which is basically Linkin Park.
Yeah, I was going to say. NWA means Bon Jovi, right? Isn't that what it is?
I really want to rap with him, though. If I could technically have collaborated with Linkin Park, that would be life goal achieved.
So you guys did a track with Busta a while back.
Yes, we did.
So does that mean you're a fan of fast rap?
Yeah.
Sure.
Can you see where I'm going to go with this?
No.
Can you fast rap for us tonight?
Can I tonight?
Right now.
Right now?
If you don't want to, we can cut this out and no one will know.
Like, what are the I mean, I feel like you have something in mind.
I have nothing in mind.
Nothing in mind? What was the one, did you hear the Fort Minor stuff? I had like a B-side that was pretty fast. It was like, oh man, dangerous, bitch, y'all can't really hang with us in this. Everybody so afraid of us, shit.
Hang it up and quit. The things you heard before.
Yeah, you just like, I forget the first couple lines of it. Shit.
Yeah. That was like one of my favorites. Would you do not fast rap with me if I beatboxed?
If you beatbox.
Again, we can totally cut this out. There is no pressure whatsoever.
The verse I love to do, you know that one I always do? It goes, this is something for you people on the block, blackout. Hold on. No. I'll do it.
This is something for the people on the block to black out and rock, to give you what you need like Papa, who shot ya? Separate the weak from the opposite. Beat hard from a... the beat was so great. It was so swingy. It was so swingy. I love that, actually.
I was like, dude, what is Justin Timberlake over here?
Okay, now your turn. It drips in the jaw, the witless witness. Cryptic colloquialism shifts your mid-rip. Dark, all I do embark. The shadows involved with my thought catalog. Analog, rap catalog. Keep your distance, answer your resistance. Hurt by persistence. The twisted list of tangled lies that strangles my hope to waste and numb the taste and I'm forced to face these hate crimes against the state. Being feeling the weightlessness. Pressing between the ceiling, reeling around through. Riding a bubble of soundproof. It's the frequency picking you shack shake with every move. Voluntary muscle contraction. Ignoring and drinking in musical gas fueled euphoria. The sound counts to make the dead flush. Have you a head rush with red thoughts and said stuff? The whole thing about that was he was much more prepared to do that.
So, in conclusion, I rapped with Linkin Park. I have no more goals in life. This was freaking brilliant. One of the best days of my life. I messed up a few times. One of the big questions I wanted to ask was how to stop being a perfectionist, because I feel like Mike has a similar kind of perfectionism as me. I wanted to get his advice on that. If you're watching, Mike, I'd love to know. I also feel kind of bad that I didn't really talk much about their new album, and that was like the whole point of me being there. Go check it out now. There we go. But yeah, in the moment I was just lost in conversation. I guess that's probably like the better way to go. Like I had a genuine friendly conversation with the people that inspired me to make music. That's probably the best thing I could have expected, really. So thanks, Mike and Chester. When Mike had to leave to go on to another interview, he shook my hand, and this might sound really cheesy, but he was like, he congratulated me on all my success, and it really hit me. Because it felt like a proper full circle. Like, overall, this was just one of the best days of my life. I don't know how to end this, so here's some extra out-of-context footage.
Hey, shut the fuck up out there!
But I click on Safari like a fucking idiot.
I like iced tea.
He's not like a 10. You know, he's like an 8, and Brad is like a 4. When one person is touched by it, then it was worth it. You know who that one person is? Me!
Dude, that new Taylor Swift album is fucking dope! Licking the Pavement, and then ball sacks.
Does your channel have a rating?
There's probably some fantastic ball sacks out there, but you mix it with Pavement, I'm not gonna like it.
Boom! Fucking morons.
Fuck this motherfucker! I'll
Yeah,
kill his
it was
children.
bad. Are you rolling?